Hello everyone, my name is Wirendra Situmorang. I am from Sanata Dharma University. My student number 19171214141. I am from Introduction to Sociolinguistic E class. I will present about language and culture. What is language? Language is a means of communication. By using language, we establish and maintain relationships with other people. Next, characteristics of language. First, systematic. Language is arranged regularly and has meaning. The words that are arranged into phrases. When the phrase is combined with other words, it will become a clause. When the clause is given intonation or followed by another clause, it will become a sentence. Second, arbitrator. Language has a relationship with reality. Between one language and another language has a relationship and is symbolized by different words. For example, the word matahari, referring to a celestial body that is in the solar system and is very hot, has other names, namely sun, son, serenge, and pananpo. Language allows all people in a culture to interact or communicate. Third, vocal. Language is based on the sound produced by human speech. The sound is visualized in written form called letters. In the writing system, the combination of letters to form syllables and words. Fourth, meaningful. Language has meaning. Weber, in the New Collegiate Dictionary in 1981, says that language is a systematic tool for conveying ideas by using conventional signs, sounds, signs or features that have meaning and are understandable. Last, communicative. Language is a communication system, namely the interaction between speakers and listeners. Next, language function. First, language as a means of communication. Second, language as a means of integration and adaptation. Third, language as a means of social controls. Fourth, language as a means of self-understanding. 5, language as a means of self-expression. 6, language as a means of understanding other people. 7, language builds intelligence. Next, what is culture? Culture is a way of life that develops and is owned by a group of people, then passed on to the next generation. First, the next characteristic of cultural. The first, can be owned together. Second, symbol-based culture. Third, culture is adaptive. Fourth, culture is learned and inherited. Next, cultural function. The cultural function have some function. First, as identity. The first function of culture is to function as identity. Culture is an identity that shows that the civilization of a society or a country. This identity can be used as a differentiator between nations or community group from one another. Second, as limit. The second cultural function is as a limit. This means that culture can be a determinant of boundaries that create difference between one group of people or nation and another. The existence of culture that makes a country unique or distinctive. Third, separate, separate, I'm sorry, separates of behavior and attitude. The third function of culture is to shape behavior and attitudes. From the nation of culture, it is stated that culture is a form of social structure that comes from human ideas and thought. The next, as a commitment, the existence of culture in a group of people serves as commitment. This means that there is a culture that will facilitate or a commitment to something within the community that is of greater value that than the interest of each individual. Therefore, culture is needed in the civilization of a community group. Next, as communication media. As explained above, in culture there is an element of language, both in the form of spoken and written language, which is a means of communication for humans. That is the function of culture, namely as a medium of communication. Culture, which consists of various forms, can also be a medium of communication used to convey message or certain meanings through a cultural product such as through dance culture, music, and so on. Relationship, I'm sorry, the relationship between language and culture different. Communities or collection of people have some similarities and different cultural characteristics. It is differentiated and owned by the community, studied by people. In our culture, we mostly incorporate superior traits that are rarely found in other people. The way speakers of a language with few the word's language is determined by the structure of the language, and culture influence how language is used. However, sometimes if we communicate with friends using English, it seems difficult to respond or even invite them to communicate. For example, in India, India has a way speaking English where most of them still use their region accent and speak quickly. So foreigners who speak English with them sometimes don't understand, even though they use English. Thank you very much for our presentation.